coach, psychologically psych the boys up. By Nyame United, 2023, Christian Eriksen is still your main man in midfield. What do you want to achieve?
Lord have mercy.
Massa, you kind of Quencher United.
Photo should have had a penalty.
So, opinion. So are you now the referee?
Oh,
you think?
I said my opinion.
You
see how he's defending his own. Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to another exciting edition of V.A.R SPORTS XTRA here live on Studio 2 Television. I greet you special, my cherished viewers. You have all been missed. Even when you see me seated, you know it's time to bring you the best in sports news. Stick and stay with me. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back after the commercial break to tell you what I have for you today. I got some very intelligent sports mind. I don't want to talk much. Stick and stay with me. I'll be right back.
Breakthrough for Manchester City. One man's missile ball coming up with smiling. Oh!
Welcome back from the commercial break. I hear say boys feeling they bleed. Well, which boys did they bleed? If I mention anybody in team in name pair, I go get problem. Of late, boys they move to me say, I they mention some team in name way they know they like, so make I just keep cool. I have some very special people for the studio inside. Where if I mention that team in name, it will affect them. But you know, football professors, football minds, great football minds, people with PhD when it comes to issues concerning football. Mr. Jerry.
Yeah.
Once again, fantastic having you in our studios.
Oh, thank you very much. Last week you're not around.
I go Nasri. I go do some internship for them.
Oh, okay.
Then all the way in Saudi Arabia. Yes.
Okay. That's good.
To my cherished viewers, another great football mind has joined the frame. I don't want to talk much. Football scientist. He's been to Mars to discuss footballing issues with the aliens. When it comes to issues concerning European football, Ghanaian football, African football, issues concerning football, Mr. Zlatan.
Bogman, Bisman, speaking with aliens.
Aliens. Football with aliens.
Football with aliens. Thanks for that intro.
Football with aliens.
Thanks for that.
If you know they believe me, after the show, you go believe me.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We now a bass. Say
we are coming to enjoy ourselves.
Don't loud it. They will understand themselves. So I'm very, very glad to have you in our studios today. Make we do one crowd.
So this be the official.
Yeah,
and I'm also happy, we have a lot to put on board.
Sure.
And I know our viewers are there. They want more. You give them the intriguing
Woto. Yeah,
by your club, I'll do your top today.
You go there, my top.
Very simple.
Then you are in for a field trip. Sit, relax, and enjoy this session. Before we proceed, I would want to appreciate you all for helping us spread the gospel according to Studio 2 TV. Each and every time we put our works out there, I see how you try your best to help spread it. I appreciate you all. Don't forget, there's always blessing in helping others grow. I appreciate you. Make we proceed. Champions League. Nana Bedru. Champions League football is happening across Europe. Mr. Jerry.
Yeah.
Did you catch the match between Real Madrid versus Napoli?
I didn't watch that match.
You didn't watch that match, but you saw excerpts of the game.
I saw the highlights. Yeah.
Zlatan, you catch excerpts of that very much.
I enjoyed that game. Very much. Because Real Madrid going to the city of Naples once again, 5 times that city unbeaten against Napoli. It was a big game to watch.
What was your take on the Napoli performance on the night?
Napoli, they played very well, but the connection from Frank Zambo and Guiza from the midfield to find Victor Osimhen on the day. Antonio Rudiger showed again that it was not only Haaland that he mashed out last season in the first leg at the Santiago Bernabeu, but also one potent striker currently in Italy, Naples, in the name of Victor Osimhen. And one thing that worked for Carlo Ancelotti was that a certain prolific winger, Vinicius Jr., was in the game. They played against Atletico de Madrid, and we also saw Real Madrid struggling to even create chances. Because Diego Simeone loves to play with a 5-back. So you need more men forward. But they were playing with Rodrigo and then Jude Bellingham. finding it difficult to use the loopholes against ATM. But against Napoli, Vinicius with the speed, swift on the wings, he got the goal and he opened the game up for Real Madrid. And in that game, we saw Real Madrid. They are the champions of Europe. They have the history and everything. And that power shot from Federico Valverde was unmatched. It was a no-way catch for Merit to catch the ball.
Well, Jerry,
Yeah.
you watch excerpts of the game. What did you make out of the game?
I think Napoli disappointed me because I was expecting them to win that game. From the highlight that I watched, I think they gave out some soft goals, which should have been prevented by the defense. Okay, so we give credit to Madrid. They did well. Winning in Italy, it wasn't an easy game though. We give credit to them. They did well. Yeah.
On the night, my take on the match. Napoli in the dynamics of the game played a better game than Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With the last gaps. Yeah.
What I took from this very match is the fact that Napoli gave too much respect to Real Madrid. Then again, they went into that match, don't forget, with the whole Victor Osimhen saga still hanging over their head.
Yes.
Anybody could tell from the first half that Victor Osimhen had Rudiger tamed. Rudiger read the game in the second half. He came in strong in the second half. Because if you realize the 50-50 balls, he was winning all. Victor Osimhen was winning all. Then again, I don't know what was happening with the partnership in the striking column for the Napolians. Because even though he was winning most of the 50-50 balls, they weren't penetrating. He won the ball, then Real Madrid recovers. I don't know. They were panicking a lot too, the Napoli defenders. I don't know who briefed them. Whoever briefed them concerning Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. did no job at all. Because you were supposed to motivate them and you made them panic. Look at the goal they conceived. The captain gave away a cheap pass to Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
Moving forward, I think Madrid has to be careful. It's not always you would meet a team that would score and you find it easily to equalize. Napoli on the night were just naive. If they had listened to what the coach told them, because I don't think any coach goes into a match wanting to lose. I was watching their coach on the he was just throwing the signs. Calmer. They were all over the place. He kept throwing the signs. Calmer, keep calm. Because his boys were all over the place. So I sat back and I just watched the game and I'm like, okay, they showed too much respect
To Real Madrid. And as you said, with Victor Osimhen winning the 50-50 balls, they need more match men for it. But because they were giving too much respect to Real Madrid, they were afraid to go. So you could see Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian, he was not finding his feet in the first half. He was off in the first half.
I watched him. I think.
So in the second half, he came
inside the
70
game.
minutes going, they wanted to put the game.
He used the wings perfectly
In the second half.
Moving forward, they have to solve this Victor Osimhen situation quickly.
With the saga, they have to solve
of
it
course.
because it's not going to help.
It has affected the guy's play.
But I think they've apologized to him.
That is no apology. I can read the apology. I can read it to you. I can read the apology to you. That was no apology at all.
For you to tell a player that you should be sure that the team made him who he is, it doesn't mean the team should insult him or do something against him. Victor Osimhen is Osimhen. He deserves the respect from the club.
Exactly.
Napoli won the league last season. It is because of Victor Osimhen.
Proper.
So you have to respect him.
Victor Osimhen on the night was fantastic, even though he looked a bit toothless sometimes. I wouldn't blame him much. It wasn't him alone. Some of the times, Zambo Anguissa gave away so many 40 passes.
One of their fine midfielder, but on the day.
Take nothing away from Carlo Ancelotti. I watched the game in the first half. I watched how Anguissa was finding his way around them. He introduced Luka Modric into the game.
Yeah, Modric.
Look at how he changed the complexion of the match.
You know, Ancelotti is a one coach that can easily read a game and make that tactical change. Okay, and you know right now they have a very good midfield. Though I don't really fancy their team. People think I speak again, but I don't fancy their team because it's not that strong as it used to be some 2 or 3 years ago.
Definitely.
Okay, it's not that strong. I feel they are now also building a team but they are doing something right because they are bringing in young guys and then taking out the old guys here. So he can easily read the game and then make 1 or 2 changes, and then he changes the face of the game.
Okay. Karim Benzema was the main man in attack for Real Madrid before his journey to Saudi Arabia. Jude Bellingham, with his hot run of form, do you think it will last throughout the season?
You know me, I'm not a fan of English players.
You've always said that.
Yeah,
you have always said that.
I'm not a fan of English players, though I love the English league. I'm not a fan of English players because sometimes you hype them and then they will disappoint you. They'll easily disappoint you.
Yeah.
So, but you see, but this guy, I think he has something different.
9 games, 8 goals.
Yeah, I think this guy he has something different. I think he has psyched himself and he wants to achieve something. So you can see that he's working really hard. He can carry this to the end of the season, and if he does that, I will not be surprised if he wins the player of the season in Spain, because the form is on top.
9 games, 6 man of the match award.
So coming back to that question, Jude Bellingham, if only he will get the support from Vinicius Junior, who's not going to be injured again, Rodrigo, if they are not there, he tends to be the holder from the midfield and the attack. But where is the attack of Real Madrid without Benzema? Even they don't try Joselu. They don't try
They put him on the bench.
On the bench because there's no trust for the guy.
But why would you spend money on your striker and put him on the bench?
That's the problem. So if Vinicius is available, it will pave way for Jude Bellingham to have the exploit up front. And we saw him struggling against ATM, meaning any better team with good defenders, Jude Bellingham will struggle on the day.
Any better team.
The
Napoli supporters will come for you.
No, they should come for me. On the day, Napoli was no good.
But
I
told you Napoli
against Atletico de Madrid, we saw Real Madrid. They were struggling because there was no Vinicius. And this season, that's what they got. Vinicius, Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham up front. And you are trying to tell me that they can continue with this Jude Bellingham saga in the Champions League. No. You are going to meet Manchester City in the Champions League. Remember, we are not going to meet Copenhagen in the quarterfinal.
This is what the
people should get it right.
The Madrid fans don't want to hear.
You are relying on Jude Bellingham scoring Getafe, then Osasuna, then Stars.
Hey.
Why did you score Atletico de Madrid?
I'll say Getafe and stuff.
Yes.
You are happy.
The Getafe fans will come for you.
Oh. What I'm trying to say is that again, the big teams,
understandable,
he need more men forward so that it will allow Jude Bellingham to be free.
I feel like Jude Bellingham is going to do well. Vinicius Junior should open up. If you remember, you cast your mind back some 2.5 years ago, we had Karim Benzema saying he's too selfish sometimes on the ball.
Yeah.
Some teams will forgive you, other teams will punish you. Like what we saw against Atletico de Madrid.
True.
Other teams will punish you. Moving forward, Carlo Ancelotti would be lucky sometimes, but he won't be lucky all the time. He has to play his striker.
3-man forward. When was the last time Real Madrid played 2 players front? When was the last time you saw Real Madrid playing 2 players up front?
It barely happens. The only time I think I've seen
2 hours up front will never work for Real Madrid this season again.
It's very difficult. Carlo Ancelotti would have to beef up his attack. If you don't trust Joselu,
why did you for a guy?
That is my question. Let's move forward. Manchester United against Galatasaray. Another stinker. Another shocker from Andre Onana. It seems like the troubles for Manchester United is not stopping anytime soon. Players getting injured. Andre Onana out of form. The Andre Onana we saw at Inter Milan seems to be a clone of himself at Manchester United. What is happening to Andre Onana, Bojeri? Is it a case of overconfidence, or he has lost form?
Personally, I have not seen any problem about Onana.
But the 40 passes,
it's
cheap goals being scored.
They are part of the game. Even players give 40 passes. You understand? Onana is a very good passer of the ball. Okay. And these things happens in football.
But at a point in time you have to realize this is England.
So you see, me, I don't blame him much because the whole United defense, they mess up. There are too many holes in the defense. First they were blaming senior man Maguire. Now Maguire is not
there. Said nobody should mention the name of the son and criticize him.
Yeah, you can see from the Champions League the goals they conceded. If you blame Onana, I don't agree with you. You see, look at he gave out a 40 pass. It was a penalty. It was missed. So that one, thank God. You see, but the other goals.
But it considered in a red card.
It was a red card.
There was a red card to Casemiro.
So they are all part of the game. But you see, the goals they conceded, Charlie, were cheap goals from the defense. In fact, they gave the whole United team. I think they are not.
Okay, so listen to something interesting. David De Gea and Andre Onana starts to life at Manchester United were very similar. 17 goals conceded in their first 10 games, 2 clean sheets for David De Gea. For Andre Onana, 18 goals conceded, 3 clean sheets in his first 10 games.
So
is it safe to say that the best is yet to come?
Yeah, the best is yet to. But you know what? There's one thing we have to also look at. You know, Onana is not a good shot stopper. Yeah,
I saw Onana at Inter Milan. I beg to differ.
No. He's not that good when it comes to. He is good in joining the attack, distributing passes, and you see sometimes you have to look at the comparing him to comparing him to De Gea. You know, De Gea has a height. You understand? So there are certain balls, it will just.
Zlatan, what's your take?
My take on it is that I'm taking it from where he said. How can you tell me that the word a goalkeeper, your primary objective on the pitch is to save, catch the balls.
Simple.
Don't let the ball cross the goal line in your net. And you are here telling us that Onana is good at joining the attack. Now,
Onana
or midfielder. See, you know the problem with Manchester City now is that Manchester United, we have 3 sides of the pitch: the defensive yard, the midfield side, and also the attacking side. Manchester United, in the defensive yard, there is no Lisandro Martinez. You can't compare this Manchester United defense to Inter Milan, Stefan de Vrij, Milan Skriniar, Acerbi last season, Bastoni last season. Fine, we are blaming the defenders. It doesn't mean that the goalkeeper is not at fault. Onana is a big problem. United fans Muntie. For a player to feel overconfidence, to move out of the 6-yard box to the 18-yard box, to play over 40 passes.
And he's been doing that.
You know, Wilfred
he's been doing that since.
That is the problem. United, you know, United.
If he stood, he would have caught the ball. Simple.
When he said, say United 40 as I said, with Inter Milan, he was doing the same thing with a good defense.
Yes, so
but with Manchester United,
a keeper is good.
The fundamentals will expose you.
So United doesn't have a good defense.
In over 10 matches, you still haven't realized that you don't have good defenders. It's been over 10 matches now. He still hasn't catch up to the point that he doesn't have good defenders.
I'm sure when they go to a dressing room, they have been talked to, but they keep on doing the same thing.
But it doesn't mean the goalkeeper is not our fault.
No.
The goal he considered, Wilfred Zaha's goal.
Yes.
If you are a goalkeeper and you communicate with your defender, it is either you are coming out for the ball or you are staying on your line waiting for your defender to clear the ball. Miscommunication between Diego Dalot and Andre Onana caused that goal that Wilfred Zaha scored. A bouncing ball and a goalkeeper, not even in the goal line, standing in front of the 6-yard box, doing what? Caught ball watching.
No.
After the ball was knocked, Onana was doing this.
Why not?
Why
not blame Dalot for not? You see, look at his defending. So look at the defending.
In the 18,
you should have protected. No. You see,
who is the lion in the 18-yard box?
I'm coming.
It's the goalkeeper.
So
you have to come out for the ball.
He had a defender there. You see, sometimes you have to how do you call it? Disturb attackers.
I think
so much space to kick the ball.
The problem with the Manchester United team, put the players aside. Let's go to the manager.
Yes.
It's Eric Ten Hag, the way he handles the media.
So, with Eric Ten Hag, you know, one funny thing about Manchester United is it's very worryingly for Eric Ten Hag. In the 86-87 season, first 10 matches, Manchester United, they lost 6. In November, they sacked that coach. It was Aaron Atkinson. They sacked him. So if I were to be in the shoes of Eric Ten Hag, I'll prepare my bags. In November, if Manchester United continue to fail, if they continue to concede, they will blame nobody but the coach. They'll sack Eric Ten Hag. You have a goalkeeper that you trust. You want us to believe in the goalkeeper. Instead of he's not a ball-playing goalkeeper better than Marc-Andre ter Stegen. But ter Stegen knows when to play the ball, when to catch the ball, when to do the pass.
Is a better. Ederson is a better
ball handler. Even of Fulham, he's not a
they are all better handlers than Onana.
But they know when to do this and when to do that.
At a point in time, Eric Ten Hag has to realize that the bad publicity is not helping the boys either. Jadon Sancho, fantastic material by our standard. Only boy anyone same to who didn't to change. Your team is suffering. At a point in time, the coach has to realize that nobody is bigger than the club.
Yeah, sure.
Regardless of your feelings towards the player, put that aside. Let the boy play. Now, all players may be injury. Now, you are disciplining the player. One man in Namanda 21, one in Kualani training. Meanwhile, your team is suffering. Do you know my problem with the Manchester United team? Rasmus Højlund from Atlanta, fantastic striker by our standard, the Danish boy. Masha 2 goals on the night, but nothing to show for. You see, it has marred the boys' effort all over. Nobody is talking about the boys' input at Manchester United. Everybody is looking at the losing side. But here, 2 games in the Champions League, 3 goals.
3 goals. He's part of the leading top scorer.
You should have been part of the headlines making the news.
On a day.
But nobody is talking about the fact that the boys scored 2 goals on the night. Everybody is talking about Manchester United lost. Andre Onana is underperforming. Then, on top of that, the man them is still talking about Jadon Sancho going to Borussia Dortmund. Not focusing on the gift they have in Rasmus Højlund. You are focusing on Jadon Sancho still. Why not put this aside? Now, your midfielders. Let's trade on this line. Your midfielders now, Ketana. Who is better than Jadon Sancho?
But you know, Sancho has not lived to expectation since he came to.
So he need that psychological spike to help me live up to
that is what the coach is failing to do.
You see, a coach like let me see, Guardiola. Guardiola once said something. Okay, he is a coach. He's not a manager. That's what he said. Okay, they are managers and then they are coaches.
So Ten Hag is a manager or a coach?
He's a coach.
Ten Hag is a coach.
Yeah, he's a coach. That is why he can't manage certain situations. Arteta is
so if United they knew that, why did they in the first place went for him? If you want to achieve, why should you bring Ten Hag?
No. You see, bringing that guy on board, they also have their own plans. Okay, they have their ideas, and I think that they had wanted to build a team because United has not been performing for the past 10 years. United was not part of the top 10 teams in Europe.
Yeah.
You get it. So they were trying to build something, and they started well. I think
that was last season.
When
he started.
So
we were expecting him to continue
build up on
momentum.
Yeah, and I think he lacks 1 or 2 things, which I think he has to with his relationship with players. That's the same problem he had with Ronaldo. Ronaldo has to leave. You understand?
So you see what I was telling about man management. He has issues handling top players.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, moving forward, Zlatan, what do you think Eric Ten Hag has to do?
To me, what I think Ten Hag has to do is that, as I said, the record is still there. 86-87.
Obeko.
Coach 10 matches.
Sack nation.
November United Pamuno. Aaron Atkinson. Ten Hag any different. The painful thing is that you are a coach.
Not say English.
Ten Hag, what can you put on the table?
Not say English.
Ten Hag then what achieve with Casemiro. Oh, bet Martian or dressing room. Casemiro came in last season. We saw the momentum he brought to the team. We saw Marcus Rashford scoring goals, doing this sign for us this season. So it is up to you, the coach, to know that momentum and Rashford was last season at Teko. So bring in the young Garnacho. We saw these guys when they played against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. They scored Crystal Palace 3 goals in the league game. You then change the team
to play
a new team with selfish players around the team. And they that goal
in a space of 3 days.
In the space of 3 days,
you
were able to beat Crystal Palace with your second team. You lose with your first team in the APL.
No, that goal to really say is Onana's fault.
You know, no, we are not blaming.
No, we've moved from Onana.
The team, okay. The spirit of the team is not there. The coach, your main reason there, as a coach, psychologically side the boys up. By name United 2023. Christian Eriksen is still your main man in midfield. What do you want to achieve?
Lord have mercy.
Massa, you cannot Manchester United in November. Say you're the tier Ten Hag go find the back.
Jadon Sancho has to come back to the team.
To do what? The coach has already shown that he don't like him again.
I am hearing he's going to move to Borussia Dortmund.
Sancho will never apologize.
Maybe he's going to go back to Dortmund.
But salary issues.
Do you know Dortmund are not even willing to accept him?
Salary issues won't permit.
Yusuf Mukoko ne Malan Mwaba.
Salary issues ain't permitted. Let's move away from Manchester United and let's do Barcelona quickly. Barcelona 1-0 on the night against FC Porto. This match, if you watch the scoreline, it doesn't really sit well. It's a tough match though, traveling away to Portugal. 7 yellow cards on the night for Barcelona. Gavi red card. I don't know what to make out of this match.
Gavi had a red card.
Red card.
Oh, okay.
In the dying embers of the match. I don't know what to make out of this match. 7 yellow cards. It's so unlike Barcelona. Mr. Zlatan, Mr. Barcelona.
Oh yeah, Mr. Barcelona. I like that.
He's a Barcelona fan.
Catalonia fan. Visca Barca, Visca Catalonia.
Quick loan FC.
I'm not going to defend. There are facts that we need to put on ground. FC Barcelona struggling in the European tournament over the 2 seasons since Lionel Messi left, since 2021. So against FC Porto, if we were able to beat them 1 goal, it's a big achievement for Xavi, because with a big team, with a great team, we were hoping to beat Eintracht Frankfurt. Even in the Europa League, they came to Camp Nou and they gave it to us. We were knocked out of the competition. We were not expecting to even.
It's not surprising.
It is very surprising for FC Barcelona to be able to go and beat FC Porto away, because this is not the Barcelona that we know.
They fought. It was a hard-fought victory.
Ronald Araujo said something, a hard-fought victory. So you see those 7 yellow cards, it is because Porto were willing to pull the game back. And Barcelona said no, and you may trust a game. No. The tactical play of FC Barcelona, that we are lacking something. You know, I always build my submissions of ball progression. The only player with that profile in FC Barcelona is Frankie de Jong. He loves to run with the ball to the opponent's yard to create more chances. But because the guy is injured, we are suffering.
But you have Pedri and Gavi in your midfield. And you people say you Barcelona fans say they are the new Xavi and Iniesta.
But Gavi proves in our game, which he came against Celta Vigo, with that fantastic assist to João Cancelo. Gavi
spoken like a true Barcelona fan.
No, I'm not only a true Barcelona fan, but ready to put the stats and the facts on ground. You know Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, he's a dangerous man.
In your midfield, would you rather have a midfield that consists of Frankie de Jong, or you would prefer him sit out for Gavi and Pedri?
Any day, I prefer the midfield with Frankie de Jong, because he loves to run with the ball. Pedri and Gavi, we shouldn't forget, Spanish people, they love the touch, go, move, one, touch, tiki-taka na. But Frankie de Jong,
time no day.
He runs towards the opponent. So to me, and unfortunately, we are Barca fan now. Abontiwa da bompaye alpha sorry naka bibi chiri nyankopon, because injuries last season, injuries hit Barca camp. This season they say hit Lewandowski.
Injuries are part of.
Injuries are part, but some injuries bring bad lucks. Lewandowski, my main striker is out.
How many players did they register?
So you are Nti Cancelo, you are first over to Asemena can challenge.
What's your take on that very much? Before the Barcelona man descends on you.
I think I watched about 45 minutes of that game, and I think in the first half, Porto should have had a penalty.
So are you now the referee? You think?
I said my opinion.
You see how he's defending his own.
That's my opinion.
So do you want me to give you the
question? Listen to me.
Defending it there.
I think they should have had a
penalty.
I think they should have had a penalty. I think they played a very attacking game. It was a very nice game. I watched 45 minutes of it. I think the next 45 I had to switch somewhere and then watch
telenovela.
No. I was trying to also catch a small action of
Ferran Torres on the night.
Yeah.
Ferran Torres on the night.
I think he did well, and I think you could tell that the Barca players are coming up. they are coming up, and you could see how they were winning the 50-50 balls in the midfield and stuff. You could see that the guys are. I think since 2001, I think there's the, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the fifth goal they've scored in the Champions League. Oh, I think so.
2000 what?
21 or 2000?
2021.
I think since 2021. When?
Man, why are you trying to undermine FC
Oh,
Barcelona?
I'm coming. Last season they played in the Champions League, right?
They
Last
did
season we
play.
played.
How many goals did you score?
Actually, we played, but we were knocked out of the competition.
No, I'm asking you. How many goals
we
did
were,
you score?
we were not able to qualify.
Make we move on before I stain my white. Cracker of a match. The most talked about match of the Champions League. Newcastle versus PSG. 4-1 on the night for Newcastle. What's your take on that very match?
Going into that match, I knew Newcastle were going to win, but not by that much. Okay, I thought it was going to be maybe a slim 2-1 or 1-0. Yeah, I never thought it was going to be 4-1. You know, I even texted you what the score line.
You did.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe it. But I think the PSG team is now struggling. Yeah, they are struggling. I don't know what is the problem now within the PSG team, but it looks like nothing is working. Okay, nothing is really working for them. And Charlie, we should give Newcastle the credit because the confidence they came into the game with, they deserve it.
They limited Kylian Mbappe. No successful dribbling or take one on the night.
Look at that.
And it's so unlike Kylian Mbappe. Yeah. I was listening to the coach after the match. He told the supporters to blame him. If you remember correctly, you and I had this argument between Mauricio Pochettino and Luis Enrique. You have always preferred Enrique.
No, it's not me.
You and Brian Richardo.
No, it's Richardo.
You said if we should put portfolios down, you would prefer Luis Enrique because you feel like.
Please, do you have me on tape? No, because what you are saying.
You are sounding like a Ghanaian politician.
You explain tired. Why you evidence?
You don't have evidence.
So you see, my problem with Luis Enrique, he hasn't built anything in his footballing coaching career. With the whole Barcelona ordeal, I feel like it was cooked for him. Take nothing away from him. He's a good coach. If I say anywhere or on any platform that Luis Enrique, someone might think I don't know what I'm saying.
That's true.
Luis Enrique is a fantastic manager by all standards. But teams. You see what he did with the Spanish national team. And Kosi Baby. Luis Enrique, what plan were you going into the Newcastle match? Newcastle were not going to sit back and watch you play possessive football.
No.
Gra tackles.
Sure.
I don't know what sort of mindset they went into the match with. But that's not being said. Let's not take anything away from Newcastle. They were fantastic on the night.
Sure.
Zlatan,
Boss.
what do you think PSG should have done differently approaching the Newcastle match?
You know, Luis Enrique, the whole world, he be Cobra pass. Luis Enrique, we Cobra. Luis Enrique, Cobra. You know, we are talking about a coach. Just say, try and lock coaching. Try and lock coaching. After FC Barcelona, you went to the Spanish national team. Just recently, the World Cup. Playing a Rodri as a centre back.
Messi.
The player, he had a successful passing rate.
Messi.
Record as Xavi, Ojina midfield, they break here.
Lord have
Rodri, Ojina centre back, break here.
Lord have mercy.
Let's talk about Paris Saint-Germain against Newcastle. Game where say investors a Juma. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, Boka baby.
Charlie, you know something? You know the problem with PSG? There is no game plan. How on earth will you play Kylian Mbappe behind a striker? Even with Messi and Neymar, this guy was crying for Randall Colomwani to be the number 9 because he wanted to enjoy the wings. So if you are Luis Enrique and you are playing against the Magpies, a compact side, Eddie Howe, when you were in Barcelona enjoying success, where was Eddie Howe? One of Eddie Howe are outsmarted. You are playing Kylian Mbappe behind a striker, Goncalo Ramos, Timbako, one to forward, Marco 7, Kankan Ili, Usman Dembele,
Bench.
This player, Randall Colomwani.
But you know, I wouldn't blame
Titanic ship.
I wouldn't blame Eddie Howe for outsmarting Luis Enrique because
with the
PSG job, he's new to it. Obi building the portfolio. Who will be more fresh?
Wait. If you are a coach right now for Real Madrid, Obama capable too.
And the NC
that. Incident Kylian Mbappe, where he favors, where he wants to play on the wings. Why do you play behind the striker?
Tactical reasons.
That is the reason I'm saying.
A floppy.
Why will you do try and lock?
Adana too.
That Intina Matramakwe, Luis Enrique on a day. And the painful thing is that this man talk about tiki taka that there's no point to pass the ball without scoring. On the match day, PSG a ball 675 passes. 675. Only 2 shots on goal.
Only 2 shots on
goal. Newcastle, 240 passes per 8 shots on goal.
Welcome to England.
Even Fabian Schär, or a defender. When was the last time Fabian Schär ball shots? But against Gigi Donnarumma, he came up front, he had the shot, and it was a goal and a fantastic
Did you see the goals?
So as I say, and you can talk about the defense also. Ashraf Hakimi gifting balls, Marquinhos gifting balls.
No competition.
The painful thing about PSG is say, Sika are Manchester City one, Uobi. But the problem is that City by England, he has gotten the English people who understand football and project the future that let's build a project. 5 years we will win this and win that. And very true, without Fernandinho they brought in Rodri. Without Cancelo you can see another player. Without Sergio Kun Aguero you can see Ellen Brot Haaland. Without Raheem Sterling now Jeremy Doku is dokuing everywhere. Bako PSG omuni formula omu France form na sa me see omu osika player be no monto ukuta Vitinha wakokoto 17-year-old boy sa Zaren Warren Emery and no man assist no since April 2nd our ball Emma PSG 17-year-old boy 24 matches onya assist puda de bia oginam. You don't have a creator in the team. Why do you put Fabian Ruiz on the bench, Carlos Sola on the bench, now about Vitinha on Kobamu second half, Manuel Ugarte, what Pam experience Marco Verratti, who person G trophy here Pam Verratti.
Ugarte no Jeffrey Chess in same.
Now but experienced player back who currently in their squad are Obebwa. It was Marquinhos. But on the day Marquinhos was not able to command the team. Take Kylian Mbappe lot him. Abrantel Mbappe wonu who so far nearly 25 years was spending half of his career in our league. Then why? Mbappe can't compare himself to Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland, or UCL.
Messi mount me in a crowd.
Maybe a Mbappe because I'm a World Cup. Okay, it's a Mbappe World Cup. Between Mbappe and then Julian Alvarez, I'll go for Julian Alvarez leaving Mbappe. What is Mbappe putting on the table? What is he putting on the table? You are wasting your time at PSG. They have no plan.
Maybe
yesterday their bench. You look at the bench and you see that. So is this PSG? Bakola on bench.
Bradley.
Madrid this player on Bakola on bench. Danilo Pereira. To me, I feel like Luis Enrique on the day was bad. And Kylian Mbappe, I don't know why. With Messi, Neymar, you said no, you want to be on the wings. Now there's back here to play 2 strikers in the same game.
Maybe that
you know the painful thing. Expected goals for PSG 0.8.
Maybe the approach to the game from PSG was wrong. You understand? And I also think that they underestimated.
I know they are kasa.
No.
But they have to underestimate them.
Yes.
PSG are finalists. Hope you remember.
Yes.
So we think that why don't you build on the character?
They've never won. But comparing the pedigree of PSG to Newcastle, you see, and everybody going in for that.
Personally, Randall Kolomwani no board no wings no. I'm warm.
Why should we play a striker on the wings? Randall Kolomwani.
I'm warm. Akwa say Pochettino Mukalu Mudrik ti bench wama benchi we ebo left wing.
Sometimes you have to try new strategies.
That's the problem.
Trials.
That
is why I never wanted Luis Enrique at Chelsea.
Luis Enrique. No be call cap no jet defenders or no the midfielder about 5. Rodri about 5.
Why so Otuado no?
Oh David Abe. Otuado arrest my case. Otu salute you sir. How dey call World Cup? Fanamfa.
A very polygamous coach. Coach, I know in Ghana now World Cup he was still flirting with Borussia Dortmund.
Oh, but I want to if you were in the shoes of Otuado,
don't put me in the shoes of Otuado.
I'll put you there.
Put me in the shoes of the GFA president. I would have looked for a man who was focused.
So don't blame Otuado. Who
never had any ties. You see, let me tell you what happened at the World Cup. I was at the World Cup with Ghana. I know even if I fail at the World Cup, I still have a secure job back at home.
Let me ask you this question. Will you marry your girlfriend who you know is cheating on you?
I wouldn't.
So Otuado had a job at
that is why
we wanted to give him our national team.
Of course,
it was our mistake.
No,
Otuado.
Of course, it was wrong.
Always said
it was a polygamous appointment.
Ghana was at fault, and we were on the losing side. Otuado was on the gaining side.
Of course, it was a polygamous appointment.
Because Nipanaro on his CV that he beat Nigeria. He qualified Ghana to the World Cup.
Yes.
Otue, Mama.
Well, the Champions League brought a lot of surprises. Yeah. It brought a whole lot of surprises, but that's notwithstanding. Red Star Belgrade, Osman Cristiano Ronaldo Bukari.
Osman Cristiano Ronaldo Bukari. Why are you giving him Cristiano Ronaldo's name?
Oh, you didn't watch
Osman Abedipele Bukari. He's a Ghanaian. He's a Ghanaian.
If he had pulled an Abedipele celebration at the World Cup, we would have given him the name.
So you mean because
Cristiano say, "Hey, one banye." Otibe just say, "Hey, Pepe Mumba, one banye."
Ghana brand here.
Fantastic player by all standards. I find it very surprising how the Black Stars haven't realized this potential yet. Osman Bukari.
He's part of the Black Star.
Of course. Yeah. But is he part of the playing body?
Yeah, he's been playing.
To be part of the team doesn't guarantee you playing time. That is the problem with the Ghanaian national team. You see, we had a discussion earlier where I told you about Yawano. You mentioned he has naturalized for the Togolese national team.
Hey, he paying you.
Not only Yawano, there's a certain Kennedy Boachi who also naturalized for the Togolese national team. Fantastic defender by all standards. Yeah. You see, let me explain this to you. You have a 22-goal scoring striker. Now, on your call-up, then you have a striker who has 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 goals, 2 assists, leading your attacking in the Black Stars. Someone might beg to differ, say, a Ghana league, a local league, is in the Ghana league. Till when would we realize that we are killing the Ghanaian dream here? Right to Dream Academy, I've always sat on this platform, I have praised them, I have put them on a high pedestal. If Right to Dream Academy Amba from the local terrain, we wouldn't have heard of Kamal Din Suleiman. There would have never been a Mohammed Kudus.
No, and there's Niyama.
You see? So it's high time we start respecting the local terrain. Boys, yes, they be away papa ntina ya mani ebo. You see where your GFAB ESCO member be player.
He don't feel like a Ghanaian.
So we
Adiechi and Ojina. You two Black Stars national anthem I say. Auto then auto.
You see, he didn't feel like a Ghanaian, but now he feels like a Ghanaian.
That is our problem. So Osman Bukari, Antoine Semenyo. I think it's high time we start respecting these players. My problem is, this is Ghana. Uhitia, Idiwechi. We have to realize potentials while we are still nurturing it. Yeah, the say they be ayete ho. Hey, 16-year-old boy be a player in England or a Ghana ni yakofana ba. Yes, boy, we ni papa ni nana ni papa ni mama ni mami ni sister auntie brother be or a Ghana ni yakofana ba. That is what we do here. Osman Bukari, fantastic winger by all standards. Winger otumi strike na saying a rare. Aji Kylian Mbappe. Wingers or Mama who goes. Wingers or Mama who assist. Esama who goes in one match. Look at the input of Osman Bukari in the Champions League this season. On your consolation goal against Manchester City.
Yes.
Match now against Young Boys.
Shani
input. 1 goal and an assist on the night. The match ended on a 2-2. I was very, very sad. But then they came from behind to draw that match on level. So much respect to Young Boys. Osman Bukari, Joe Flowers, I think it's time the Black Stars and Mr. Chris Hilton recognize say unya bench player. Yeah, kaka se bi wa player no free bench no, but it's on the bench no dey yin.
Oh no, but sometimes it's maybe the coach's game plan. When him say say Bukari will pace.
Yeah,
and let me give you one example. In our match against Angola away, the first half was like scrappy. We were just playing. The second half, he brought in Bukari and then Joseph Pencil. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Underlet.
Yes. Almost start game. And it was Bukari that scored that goal. What I said. So sometimes the coaches love to let me sit back, read the game, and then.
But you see, sometimes the harm will be done before you introduce this player, and it would make the player look like he's an average player. Now, what Black Star now? Okay, Tano. How many of your players? We can't say we are not many.
How many Ghanaian players are playing in the Champions League right now? How many Ghanaian players?
Usman Bukari is
playing.
How many?
So far, apart from Rasmus Højlund of United and then Julian Alvarez, he has 2 goals, 1 assist.
Partey was Champions League.
Partey was Bobo Champions League.
But Champions League. He asked how many Ghanaian players are in the Champions League.
We have 3 players.
So Partey,
like let's say 3 players, right?
Partey, Bukari,
and Salis.
Salis Samed, RC Lens.
Yeah, Lens. No, active. No.
Yeah, active. But active, don't add Partey. Partey young KK boy, Arsenal Champions League.
But Oba starting.
Oba, how do you know?
Waba.
Hey, agenda na dia 2 Partey so na bench. Saudi India na so Partey okojiska.
Waba.
Obe 2 wine.
Partey. Now why now we say why rice? That rice, no, they want to do rice. So, me, I've never been a fan of English players. But yeah,
Partey is good, but the agenda is too huge for him.
If they are going to follow the agenda, and the team is never.
Interesting news be coming my way. I would want to share it with you. Ghanaian referee Daniel Lai from Ghana has been selected as one of the 18 video assistant referees for the forthcoming FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Indonesia 2023. This was announced by the FIFA Referees Committee on Tuesday, September 26, 2023. Lai, an outstanding FIFA referee, has loads of experience spanning 9 years, both locally and abroad, joins 10 other African referees and assistant referees from Africa at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Indonesia. David Lai, what's here? And Ghana referee, they are bold. They only say Ghana referee need bribe me.
Ghana referee bribe ni aitahani ata
say we hu Ghana referee sika she wo host mu
kama Ghana referee results no me na me dey ba
after the whole Anas expose I think he mad the referee association in Ghana. David Lai is a shining light. David Lai Champions League we did the African Champions League we did matches with Musa. I think say you see, this is what we do here in Ghana. I was telling you something earlier. The way we like to bring in expatriate players, it's the same thing we do to our referees here. This should be on a GFA forefront. Billboard, poster to boost the guy's ego, to boost his morale. Now, other referees no emotion. The bad nuts in the referees association. They should realize say, if and when you do a good job, you will be recognized.
FIFA will even recognize
you. Don't always have to go in there now because you think say our game here doesn't pay. Our game here doesn't pay. Hey, Mr. Keto Kreku, you have retained your GFA seat. 98.something%. What far? With the thing, Krana, it was a non-contest. We going in there, we know said the votes were 100% already. What far? Target the referee association. Referees are 2.5, 4.5, 600 cedi salary, and yet, the salaries of the Ghanaian referees are poor. Referees need to be ready 6 months. 6 months over Johnny 90 minutes. So the referees they run more than the players.
Yeah.
No, what be the match? 3 months they do 2 months they do 4 months they do
You bet you also have 600.
Okay, you see, don't talk about the GFA. Anything you tell that you merit you getting a court order. A year time. The Ghanaian league a year time. And Ghana player enfi call Uganda. Ghana player enfi call Sudan. Bobo in an train and park neti.
Okudru Tanzania say it is my dream come true.
Lord have mercy.
Ghana call Tanzania call boys. Asem na bantia. Our football, the structure is not structuring. We are on acceleration descendancy and we are descending into our loopholes.
It's an acrimonious.
It is the reason why we will see Abedna with Tete, Zlatan, Obia Wajigo King, Mani Bibia was a voter so uncle It pains me and it will continue to pain me.
Oh, you can't no more bogu. You can't almost away and bogu. You can't say
but so far I've not heard
for more than for more than 20 years now, we haven't noticed that this pattern. Obiji Gokin following season with free Ghana.
Yeah.
Obiji Gokin following season with free Ghana.
Jawano Pabam. I beg go tete. Pabam.
Etuga Kotoko the only second they can with you. Second Gokin second with you.
I said Ghana League now a preparatory ground before them. So
Ghana League no.
We enko. What happened to Abednego Tete? It shouldn't happen again. And this president is not a good president.
But
they should sit down and plan something memorial, something memorable for the striker, something for the player. This season, Obeju Gokin, you function anymore. Now, one question is, I'm going to draw me fee. Chaco, I mean, dentist, my dentist, they be a player. Now, you're now man of the match for one fan, any fridge, now school. You say best go. What come present BB the amano? Now you're Gokin.
And now as a folk player the share. And now as a folk player the share or say phone na me last me the mami enti me baji
Caleb mo enye me body me ka Caleb ase me body
wo ya body
na Caleb bi wo bible mo
wo ya body
any
o say majiba kwa mami me be chiaja mami papa ni me fie phone nyina. Look at this.
I think last 2 years I chanced upon Liberia Football Association award, and even the women's game.
Liberia.
Yeah, Liberia. They were giving a class.
Liberia checker. Na me check voucher say me ko me sen. Na dentist no ahwe ne sen.
During the season obi di nsa ball ne sen na.
That's the problem. It isn't even an insult to the player. You know,
and it doesn't even motivate the rest or go into the next season.
Do you know what the Ghanaian league is looking like? African terrain is so much Ghana league is Brighton.
Oh, true.
Oh, yeah.
Ghana league is Brighton.
It's Brighton. Your best players will come and take them outside.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the season, Yeshua will top assist.
Imoro Ibrahim left. Yeah, left.
So you see, at the end of the day,
August no crowd Makwaba. Makwaba.
And almost Mokosana and Sioni say, I'm a Mumbaha. You see, you have to realize that at a point in time, we have to give credit where it is due. Put your players in the Black Stars. If this, I don't know, say they got to know after selection or before the World Cup, say when you feature local players, free FIFA. That is where we failed as an association. Players we bring now you fair from no mo call say Akonis do fa money nyama ye do mo call your man ye bi ambo no mo ti bench now no. One call World Cup. The Oma kan mo call na bench wo ho no. Then no mo de bench. Then no mo de bench, no mo kan no mo ti bench. So we hu.
Now team e bo Germany 30 and FIFA sa communist ka bra kotoko ne has player ba kun poni ho. 23 million na Gina Park so bobo.
Let me tell you for a fact.
Man,
last year or so last year no World Cup. You see, player be need the local scene. It was an agenda mo yema if any say Danlad ne
Banier.
But if you look at these two players,
Okasa kakakra. But have you seen Banier for Zurich this season?
I'm coming. Let me finish. Banier. Oh, me the way I look at players
from a Kotoko perspective.
No. I'm not talking about Banier and Guam. Me say Danlad and Banier. How many players they should be in our national team?
So most of our players don't deserve to be in the national team. Who? Oh no.
Mention one.
Don't let them go with
No.
You see, you made Banier an scapegoat.
No Banier. I'm talking about Banier and Danlad. Why?
So,
you see, our local league no. Yes, now our.
Did you see Ishawaku Fatao at the World Cup? Wambashi Fatao.
But Jiska.
Never. Oh, let me finish. Why? I didn't hear. A cat player, Pacho.
Hey, Mr. Wo, me man.
Wait, disclaimer. Offer disclaimer to
Pacho.
Yeah. The standard of our league, is so poor. Say, players need to perform you. If you local league, they are playing.
That is where I have a problem.
You get it.
So as the man in charge of our league, the league is so poor that you can't even project your players to the national team, and you are still happy.
See, the year 2000. Okay, is it 2000? I think the year 2000. There was a match between Ghana and Nigeria. Now, Atuguefio was in charge.
House of Folk for
and he used the entire House of Folk team. Why? Chale, bono. Even foreign player, we are crying there. Emma, you but see, look at what look at us. They say a team here, they organize media. Media one, these big teams are, but above last time they want their players to go to the World Cup. So no mean that. You see, man, Charlie.
Interesting. Before we draw the curtains, I want to do you all a favor, my viewers. Mr. Zlatan, fantastic betpreneur by all standards. He's an entrepreneur just like myself. We gather some very, very wicked odds. Very, very solid odds are Odibetu Amamo. And say an ebena mamo. Say we say I share Studios 2 TV V.A.R Sports XTRA now. Then you are making money. Remember, bet responsibly. 18 years and above only. Men kase Studios 2 for na dey to want ukoton na be fie. Now we training na akoto so. Men pegi digidi bia. Men pese grandmaster. Me nam kroma no be see grandmaster. Mo us na mo dey to ono. Maton me car akoto. Me dey me school fees akotwa. Dey bi. Camera. Fatu ne soma me na offer us into jamomu. We a sure banker. Fatu o momu minyo.
Grandmaster media fro.
Sure banker.
Any lotto. Nti you be far free here as it is. We are going to feed you once again, and as you know, we sika ubenya udi bibe tu susu. Weekend ube kwa yie udi be bonza. Okwa asoro kwa betimi bia to correction. Obi am bisa se onya no wanfa.
Tutu do no.
But so for the
tutu do nya me na de ma.
Nti we cash out jumadi ne de to aso. Me senior man grandmaster na maje aguano cash out in the ekodia. Over the weekend, big matches ever hold na me shase area free. German Bundesliga first match straight win from Eintracht Frankfurt.
Edi
First match Eintracht Frankfurt Bochum against Heidenheim. Eintracht Frankfurt straight win. Ya hu se no musi boy last weekend. They love to build upon it. Into kwa ukata weni then you stake and you sleep. Second match Yadia Fulham and Sheffield United ebebo Fulham for home. Fulham straight win because last weekend Oman Philly Chelsea Chelsea and I think said they'll pick up from their loss.
Of course.
From Chelsea they have to win their game. Until Fulham straight win. Offer free Fulham na free waba. The third game on the day Ange Postecoglou nkola Tottenham Hotspur.
The men on fire.
Tottenham Hotspur. O say Tottenham Hotspur go no awful go yaji 3 points na we ho
Liverpool fans
muyem ja gumuchem yade a Tottenham ebo away to team my friend Luton Town so the money Tottenham ebe amano
Fala FC
yeah to also the submarine Yellow Boys Villarreal against Las Palmas so far keke setting and finding the feet but against Las Palmas yamane mandate say so Las Palmas into kwa umia no mia a hiding now they am Villarreal straight in Panay. Yeah, it was the last game on the day FC Barcelona okwa Barca straight win against Granada. 5 sure us what is cash out is the English that you be expecting. And I insuru make us say you be expecting it is because ube wini what we draw and show say better 10%. About and they remove all. What is cash out soon ye? Sure banker Mr. Betting responsibly, you know. Most of the teams but these are the 5 games where you sports analysis bear 700 one from Mars Ange Postecoglou and Kasa Fred Jonathan you better say Luton 3-0 by Newcastle score make you skip that one yo would have been Chelsea the mintra bet match Chelsea but na my ademina me kum yesu Chelsea
Zlatan na ode meeting na show us no
Chelsea na me go try bet match ade nka me fan scan komanya Chelsea kame jinsia
thank you very much
team on blue.
It's been a fantastic episode here on V.A.R Sports Extra. What is cash out brought to you by Mr. Zlatan. Don't forget bet responsibly 18 years and above only sure odds but men for rent enkocha men for bas school fees enkocha you bear 10% you na ocha yatumi aji with 10% back door. So it's been a fantastic episode. I told you I brought my panelists all the way from Mars. Football made easier. Discussions being digested here. Footballing matters here on Studios 2 TV always cannot get even higher. It would only get better with you. Thank you for helping spread the gospel according to Studios 2 TV. Before I proceed, subscribe. Turn the notification button on and tell a friend to keep it locked on here. This is the place for you when you want great and quality content. I appreciate you all. Like I always tell you, it's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. Stay blessed.
Breakthrough for Manchester City. One man's missile ball coming up with smiling.
Studios 2 TV. The truth is here in your eyes.